You know what's wild? Sometimes the very thing we try to avoid, responsibility, ends up being the reason we were put in a certain place to begin with. Most people read the Bible looking for comfort, but chapters like Esther 04 don't give you a cozy blanket, they shake you awake. Mordecai's words to Esther are almost offensive by today's standards. What if you're here just for this moment? Think about it. What if the promotion you complain about, the relationship that feels heavy, or even the silence you sit in every night, is exactly where you're meant to rise up? That flips the script, doesn't it? The question isn't why me, but why not me? And that's where destiny starts to get real. Then, let's read the chapter together. When Mordecai learned of all that had been done, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes, and went out into the city, wailing loudly and bitterly. But he went only as far as the king's gate, because no one clothed in sackcloth was allowed to enter it. In every province to which the edict and order of the king came, there was great mourning among the Jews, with fasting, weeping and wailing. Many lay in sackcloth and ashes. When Esther's eunuchs and female attendants came and told her about Mordecai, she was in great distress. She sent clothes for him to put on instead of his sackcloth, but he would not accept them. Then Esther summoned Hathach, one of the king's eunuchs assigned to attend her, and ordered him to find out what was troubling Mordecai and why. So Hathach went out to Mordecai in the open square of the city in front of the king's gate. Mordecai told him everything that had happened to him, including the exact amount of money Haman had promised to pay into the royal treasury for the destruction of the Jews. He also gave him a copy of the text of the edict for their annihilation, which had been published in Susa, to show to Esther and explain it to her, and he told him to instruct her to go into the king's presence to beg for mercy and plead with him for her people. Hathach went back and reported to Esther what Mordecai had said. Then she instructed him to say to Mordecai, "All the king's officials and the people of the royal provinces know that for any man or woman who approaches the king in the inner court without being summoned, the king has but one law, that they be put to death unless the king extends the gold scepter to them and spares their lives. But 30 days have passed since I was called to go to the king." When Esther's words were reported to Mordecai, he sent back this answer, "Do not think that because you are in the king's house you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this?" Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai, "Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa, and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish." So Mordecai went away and carried out all of Esther's instructions. Let's say a quick prayer to thank the Lord for his mercy. Lord, thank you for opening my eyes through this study in Esther 04. I'm grateful for the wisdom you've shared and the way you've shown me that courage and faith matter more than fear. Help me not just to read and understand, but to actually live it out in my everyday choices. Give me boldness when I hesitate, and remind me that you've placed me right where I am for a purpose. Walk with me, guide me, and make me faithful in the small things and the big ones. Amen. So now it's your turn. What will you do with this? Reading Esther 04 is not just about history, it's about facing your own such a time as this moments. Where are you being called to step out, even when fear whispers to stay back? What if the very challenge you've been trying to avoid is the doorway to your greatest breakthrough? I want you to pause and ask yourself, who needs you to be brave right now? Is it your family, your community, or maybe even a stranger who's waiting for you to explain the Bible in a way that opens their eyes? Imagine the ripple effect if you acted with Esther's courage. Would your story inspire someone else to rise up? If this message stirred something in you, don't just close the page and move on, apply it. And hey, if you're ready to keep growing, then subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. That way, every time we unpack chapters like these, You'll be right here with us, learning, questioning, and becoming the person you were called to be. And, as always, don't forget to check the last video and learn more about the scriptures.